What's good with y'all? It's your boy Jari, but y'all knew that already. Alright, so look, um, I actually just wanted to come on here and talk about the Kanye interview. Um, I loved it, number one. That's one of my favorite interviews to watch right now. Like, seriously. Um, I love when Kanye get to talking his stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know what I want to say, but I'm just like, man, like that was so dope to me, like especially because it's funny because like people have tried to misconstrue his views for so long, like especially with I'm just go ahead and say it. I ain't even scared to talk about this stuff no more. I just be feeling like I'm probably gonna get I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna get flag or whatever, lashback for what I want to say, but you know what, freak it, I'm gonna say it, especially in the black community, man. They get this notion that because Kanye wanted to do what he wanted to do to bring about the change he wanted to bring, because they're not even thinking about the change he's trying to bring. They're just thinking about, oh, he's meeting with somebody that they consider their enemy. And I'm just like, dog, like y'all not even trying to see what it is he's trying to do. It's just like, oh, he met with that man, so he's the enemy now. Kanye ain't black no more. You y'all are annoying, bro. Like, cause I probably haven't even posted that video yet, but I don't even think I consider myself liberal nor conservative. I'd probably be more libertarian if anything. I'm just about common sense, man. Like, and actually helping my people. So because ultimately, man, like there's a lot of problems that need to be fixed in our community. So when I see somebody like Kanye who's willing to be at the forefront and be like, bro, I'm not scared of y'all, bro. Like, y'all just forming your opinion based off what other people are saying and not even looking at what's actually trying to be done. Like, y'all just saw me wear this hat and thought, oh, he's the enemy now. He's not one of us no more. And I mean, and in reality, you're not supposed to try to be one of y'all no way. You ain't supposed to try to fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's a whole debate and stuff I can go on and on and on and on about, with Democrat versus Republican and how this party ain't even really, what I'm saying? Like, I can, especially when it comes to black people, I can go on and on and on about this stuff. But I'm not as knowledgeable as those who already are talking about it. You got your Candace Owens and your Dr. Umars and Thomas Sowell and Brandon Tatum's and all these different people that I've been just peeping game from. I mean, even the people who are the superstars like a Kanye, Jay-Z, and all these people who are actually knowledgeable on a lot of this stuff, who, and a lot of times I just sense them to have common sense. I mean, I'll speak in other videos about how I feel about other things, but as of right now, because eventually I feel like I need to, especially if I'm gonna try to start building a platform for myself on YouTube and other places, I need to really like speak how I really feel and not care, because for one, y'all not gonna do nothing to me, no way. And I don't care about being canceled, quote unquote, because there are people who also agree with me on certain things, but because I can actually form my own opinion. So, but whatever. But with the whole Kanye interview, man, I loved it, and all of this is relevant to that Kanye interview, because I love seeing somebody who can not only form their own opinion, but in the midst of doing that, they're also trying to bring about change for not just themselves but for the world. Like, and there was this genuineness I just felt from it, because it's just like I can tell he's being himself in this interview. Like, he doesn't have to sugarcoat anything. He could be himself. He brought Larry Hoover Jr. onto the platform as well to talk more about the Larry Hoover movement, and trying to help him actually get out of prison to bring change to Chicago, because he was one of the leaders at a point. And so, I've heard people who are GDs and BDs who literally said, like, if Larry Hoover was out of jail, then there would be probably less crime in Chicago because all the little guys who would oppose them don't have no money. And you gotta have money to beef. You gotta have money to go to war. So, it's just like, I love what Kanye is trying to do. I mean, because like people always, look at stuff from a matter of, how it affects their emotions. And I feel like we got to take emotion out of the equation. We got to look at it from a logical standpoint. And I mean, I know it's normally really a minority of people who have a problem with it, for real. I mean, we can look at any community that feels offended by anything, and it's normally the minority who feels that way. They just seem to be louder because they get the most press, so. But, but I'm going to get into all of the things I loved about that Kanye interview instead of worrying about all that. So, I also love the fact that, he was just, also really just like, he was showing love to people, even though, a few people he kind of was like, you might feel like he was antagonizing, which I also love that too. I ain't even gonna lie. I like when he was talking about Talib, he was just like, Common is 1,000 times better than Talib. I was like, dang. But then he was also too, he was just like, I never really messed with his music like that. And then he was like, I'm gonna really have to fight this man now because I was just hanging out with him. He didn't realize he was just hanging out with the dude like not too long ago. But it's just like not being scared to say stuff is what I've always loved about Kanye. He's not scared to speak his mind. I love people like that who are willing to speak their mind and know that there's people who are going to have a problem with it, but they don't care because it's like, what are y'all going to do to me for real? It's like he was saying, it's like you cancel who? When he started talking about on part 2, when he was talking about cancel culture with Dave Chappelle, he was like, cancel who? Like, y'all not finna cancel nothing. Like, y'all don't have no power for real. Like, we solidified. Like, y'all not canceling us. Like, especially like, because I can kind of tell, like, I kind of feel like Dave Chappelle and Kanye are kind of on two separate sides. Like, I feel like Dave would be a little more liberal with conservative views, and Kanye is like more on the conservative side. That's how I see it. I'm not gonna say that's exactly what it is, but they are kind of still both fighting the same enemy in a way, which is cancel culture. It's like people who get offended and they be like, oh, we need to cancel these people, they don't need to have a platform. And it's like, you don't need to have a platform either, because to me it just seems you get offended by everything. So another thing I loved about that Kanye interview, man, was just I love seeing people happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love seeing people laugh about stuff. And especially with Kanye, because he's known for being like the guy that doesn't smile a lot, and seeing him smile is like nearly like a rare occurrence, a rare occasion, so it was dope seeing that as well too, and for me, to be honest, like I can see myself and people like that as well. I know that may sound narcissistic, but I don't care. And the reason why I say that is because I've always been the type to really like voice my opinion about stuff. Now, as of late, I probably haven't been as much, just simply because, especially like where I work at Orange Theory Fitness, right? And so I'm one of 3 males that work in a call center. So, I'm just like, the way I would normally be talking with people, I don't really talk with them like that, simply because, I don't want nobody to get offended by stuff I would say, because I see what their views are. I'm not worried about them liking me, but I don't want it to become a hostile environment just simply because I express my opinion on something. Because I already know I can express it in a civil manner, but just knowing their views, I know it wouldn't be civil if I was to express how I really feel about stuff. So that's why I just stick to being nonchalant, because it can be stuff about, politics or other things. And if I was to voice how I really feel about stuff, I already know it's going to be like, damn, like I thought I liked you, but now I'm not so sure, because people are feeble, man. Like, especially when you're in an environment, and I'm not trying to talk down on women at all, but when you're in an environment with a lot of emotion, and you already know that there's other stuff going on top of, like, drama is what I mean, on top of, you know, you saying something that's a political point or whatever the case may be, that you know is going to, like, affect the dynamic that has been the way it has been, then it's just like, you know what, I'm going to just stick to being nonchalant and keeping out of their business and staying in my own business, minding my black-owned business. And that's funny because I actually am a business owner, but, you know, it's just like, you know, but like I was saying, you know, I'd rather voice my opinion via the internet. And of course, you know, eventually I'll probably, you know, tell them, like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You know, I'm on there talking and whatnot, you know. But back to the Kanye thing, though. So I think I liked part 2 even more than part 1. I loved part 1, but I feel like I really loved part 2. Like I said, like I just kind of see myself in Kanye as well. That's why it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can say I'm kind of like, I really loved it. And that's why I kept going back to stuff that I'm going through that to me relates to that situation, in terms of the interview, what he was talking about. And so, I mean, we all kind of, I mean, I know he's doing it in a different way, and he also has a lot more wealth than I do currently, but, you know, it's like we all kind of fight for the same things. It's just the betterment of our people. So, you know, that's one of the things. Like, I loved he was going into all of that. And it was funny. He kept saying, he was like, yeah, y'all thought I wasn't gonna try to get myself killed with this video and with this interview. And, you know, because he was talking about a lot of stuff that, like, there's some black people who I know who wouldn't even talk about that kind of stuff or wouldn't dare go against, you know, those who were higher up or whatever, because it's just like, oh, let me not say nothing. Because I have fallen, you know, I ain't gonna say fallen victim to that myself, but, like, I have allowed myself to feel that way as well. Like, I don't even want to talk about it, because, like in just the example I gave with, you know, my work situation, like, I don't even want to go on about stuff that I actually kind of know about, because I'm just like, if I say something, then I already know it's not going to be met with the same civilness that I would actually like to have, you know, because I like having civil conversations. So, you know, with Kanye, you know, it was just dope, you know, seeing him be his authentic self, man. Because, you know, it's like you can tell when people are being their authentic self and they're not just trying to, you know, be extra for the camera or anything like that. Like, you everybody has a sense of knowing when somebody's being authentic, you know. So, you know, and personally, I agree with everything he said. I mean, maybe a few things I probably didn't agree with. But I'm like, until I go back and look at those interviews again, I'm not sure what that would be in terms of what I don't agree with. But, you know, I also love the part when he was going at people. That was really my favorite part, when he was going at people. He was starting to tee up. He was like, man, I slapped the out of y'all, and, like, don't ever try to tell me what I can and can't think. Like, that was like, I was like, yo, see, that's what I like right there. Like, overall, I just love seeing people who, you know, this is all from the heart, and then y'all kind of seeing what I'm thinking, how I think. I mean, like, I'm kind of probably all over the place with this video, but I just love people who ain't scared to say stuff, man. That's really the overall message. So I'm just kind of like rambling at this point. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think. You know, like I said, I ain't gonna go too deep into what I feel about other parts, especially from a political standpoint. Right now, just right now. I'm not gonna go into that right now. But I will, and that's kind of why I've been rambling a little bit, because I'm also trying to defer from saying something just yet. Because I'm just like, I'm gonna wait, because I want that to be in another video. That's the reason why I'm waiting. That's the real reason why I'm waiting. I want it to be in another video about how I really feel about certain stuff. So, and I also want to get a little more educated on certain things before I start speaking about it. So yeah, man. Other than that, peace, love, positivity. Love y'all. Platinum Gang out. Deuces.